Welcome to Black Friday Fitness week number 3. This is your 10-minute total body burn, and you don't need any equipment and very little space for this workout. So let's get started here. We're going to begin with an alternating squat, windmill, touchdown. So the feet are a little bit wider than hip width, knees are soft, arms are going to start extended right in front of the chest. You're going to lower into a squat, open the arms, rotate your torso and reach one hand towards the floor, trying to look up to your top arm, return to start, and then try it on the other side. So you're going to come down and up. Now this move also serves as our warm-up. So if you need to make it a little bit smaller as you start out and then progress your range of motion, feel free to do that. Just keep listening to your body, see how this move feels to you. Same thing with the tempo. If you want to start picking up the tempo, you can squeeze in more repetitions during the 1 minute of our circuit interval here. So remember, with each of these movements, we're going to do as many reps as possible with great form for 1 minute. We have 5 exercises. We'll repeat the circuit twice through in total. So you'll get another chance to try this move. So if you need to start with it smaller, don't worry, you'll have an opportunity to use a full range of motion the second time we come around. Great job. So let's move on to exercise number 2, which is a bowing side lunge. So you're going to start with your feet together. Fingertips are going to be light on the back of the head, elbows are wide. Step out into a side lunge and bow forward from your hips. Your standing leg stays extended. You're going to push off that leg, return to start, and go to the other side. So you want to send your hips back behind you as you bow forward. This is a great exercise to target the inner and outer thighs, but we're also working all the muscles that line the spine here. So we're working on the back, got a little deadlift in there with that hinge, as well as the lower body. Keep your abs drawn into your spine, engaging those core muscles. Take a nice big step out to the side as wide as you can, sending the hips behind you. And as you hinge forward, you can take a look at your knees and make sure that they're staying behind your toes as the legs bend. Think of that inside leg as your anchor. It's going to stay extended the whole time. Great job. So let's move on. Our next exercise is called a low lunge to a plank switch. So you're going to come down, starting in a plank position, abs in tight. You're going to lunge one foot through your hands, stand up, lift that back foot, see if you can balance, come back to your low lunge, step back to your plank, and switch legs. So you can do this here a little bit faster when you've got it. For those of you that might need to modify, you can use a bench or a sturdy chair for your hands if it's too tough for you to get your hands all the way down to the floor. This can make things just a little bit easier on this exercise. So know that that's an option if you need it. This is a great exercise for really toning up the hamstrings and the glutes. If you need some help with your balance on the way up, you can always tap your foot on the floor, or you can lift that back leg for even more booty shaping power. Lots of balance here. You can hear in my voice, my heart rate's really starting to climb. We're getting a nice cardio effect. Great job. So let's move on from here. Our next exercise is a chest dip plank with a hip extension. You're going to bend your elbows underneath your shoulders and clasp your hands together. Step your feet back to a plank position, tighten up through the abs. So we're going to dip the chest forward, rocking the weight onto the tiptoes, and then as we push back, one leg extends up. You lower and switch, come forward and push back. Make sure you're not sinking through the hips. Abs are in tight. You're going to feel this a lot in the shoulders and the chest. Now if this is a little bit too tough, here's a modification option for you. Come to your knees, extend from here, and switch. Then anytime you're ready to go back to your toes, you can try it here. Just really find a way to make it work for you with great form and control. Good, make sure you're not sinking into the chest or the shoulders. So if you come to the knees, you can come down here, press back. Great job. Let's move on from here. We're going to stay on the floor. Come to a seated position. Give yourself a little room behind you because we're going to travel. Fingertips facing in. We're going to lift the hips up, keep the abs engaged. We're going to walk backwards for 4 steps. So we go back 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause. Give me 4 tricep dips. 4, 3, 2, walk forward. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and dip. 2, 3, 4. You're gonna go as quickly as you can and as far as you can. If you have more room, you can travel further if you want. Just keep counting 4 walks and 4, 3, 2, dips. Back. Good, keeping the hips lifted, abs in tight. And walk it. Good. And dip. Excellent. Press away from the floor with your wrists. Try not to sink into the hands. Coordinating that upper and lower body on those walks. Hips stay up for the dips. Great job. Okay, that completes our circuit. We're going to repeat it one more time through. So we're going to come back to that alternating squat windmill touchdown. Feet slightly wider than the hips, arms out in front. Here we go. So we take it down and come up. Now on round 2, since you already know the movements, you're familiar with what you're about to do, see if you can really make your range of motion bigger and a little quicker, keeping that great form for a little extra challenge for the second time through this circuit. Good. So remember, the faster you go with good form, the more you're going to spike that heart rate, the more of a cardio effect we're going to get on these total body moves. Good. This is such a great way to target those abs without having to do any crunches on the floor. Sit way back into your hips, knees behind your toes. Make this nice and big. Maybe you're going a little deeper than you did that first time around. Great job. Let's move on to the bowing side lunge. Hands behind the head. Here we go. Step out and bow. Squeeze your inner thighs and switch legs. So step out as wide as you can. Come up with that flat back. Make sure you're not pulling on your head with your hands here. We want to keep the back of the neck nice and long and relaxed. So that's where that bow really becomes really important. You're going to hinge forward at the hips, keeping the head and neck in line with the spine. Good. Just let those eyes look straight down and then straight ahead. Squeeze those inner thighs together as you bring your feet in. Good. Big side step. Check your knee alignment as you bend the knee and look down. Knees behind those toes. Great job. Let's go back to that low lunge and plank switch. So you're stepping back, abs in tight, lunge forward, come up, lunge back, abs tight, switch legs. So remember, if you need to modify, use that bench or chair for the hands. If you need help, you can tap the back foot for more assistance with your balance. Just make sure you're lunging that foot all the way through the hands, getting the heel flat on the floor, push up, and come back. The faster we go, the more you're gonna feel that heart rate climb, right? Take it back. Total body movement here. Great for the backs of the legs, great for lifting the butt. Also working the core, the abs, arms and shoulders. Of course, those legs too. Great work. So let's move on from here. So that chest dip with the hip extension, bend your elbows underneath your shoulders, clasp your hands together, step back. You come down, press up and lift. Switch, down, press up and lift. So shift forward, exhaling away from the floor. So you want to really plant your forearms firmly against the floor here. Shift and lower, press and extend. Remember, if you need that modification, come to the knees and extend from there. And as you extend your leg, make sure you're not putting any weight on the kneecap. You want to keep the knee light on the floor and press back. Maybe you want to try a couple on the knees and then come back to the elbows, your choice. Really engage that upper body. Press those arms against the floor. Work the shoulders, work the chest. So let's move on to our last exercise. We have those crab walk and dips. Hands facing the body. Lift the hips up. We walk it back for 4, 3, 2, and dip for 4, 3, 2. Walking it forward. Remember, if you have more space than I do, make it bigger. Good, and back. 2, 3, 4, and dip. Press away from the floor with those wrists. Keep the hips off of the ground and press. Good. Have a little fun with this one because it's our last exercise. And dip. Good, you got it. Come on, and 4, 3, 2, and dip. Think up as you press. Nice, back. So we're moving in 2 different directions here. Great for working on your coordination. Let's finish those dips. Work. Let's finish those dips. Great job, excellent. Just go ahead and slowly bring yourself up to standing. Great news, you've just completed your 10-minute total body burn workout. Now, if you have a few extra minutes, feel free to throw in a couple of quick stretches on your way to your next activity, or simply be done for the day. Thanks for working so hard with me, and I look forward to our next Black Friday Fitness workout.